Hey everyone, Mark here, and as you mentioned yesterday in my vlog, I'm heading off to Keswick today. It's Monday 8th of May, and what I thought I'd actually do is a vlog over the next couple of days, kind of showing bits and pieces about what we're doing, what I've gone up to, and to kind of just show off a bit of the experience of what's gone on. So that's what this is, and basically that's it, and I'll see you again in a very little bit in this video. So it is now 20 to 8 and I'm at Sunderland train station, just about to head on to the 5 to 8 train over to Newcastle before heading over to Carlisle and then swapping over to Penrith, and then after going over the Penrith I'll be busting over to Keswick, and that's where, as I say, we'll be doing the training. So that's kind of where we're at. So, and that's basically what we're up to for the next few hours. This is just training it everywhere. So I'm gonna go catch my train. Okay, so it's now just after 25 past 8 and I've just left Newcastle, heading over to Carlisle via train. The next stage will be to change over at Carlisle to head over to Penrith just after about 10:30. So that's kind of, again, so say over the next few hours it's just going to be really training and just kind of changing over at different stops. But I'll talk to you again in a little bit. So it is now 25 past 10. I have been in Carlisle station since about 5 to 10, and I'm now waiting for the train to Penrith, which will then take me to, as I say, Penrith, and I'll then be getting the bus over to Keswick. So again, this is kind of where we're at, is basically just travelling down and just kind of changing trains, waiting for ones to come. This one's been quite alright, because there's about half an hour or so in between. Still got another like 10 minutes before this one's due, as it's due just before 25 to 11, and then they'll head off to Penrith. So yeah, again, this is kind of what we're doing, just travelling down, and we'll see what happens when we get to Penrith and then over to Keswick. Okay, so I'm now over in Penrith. The train actually took really not a long time at all. It took only about 5 or 10 minutes actually to get to Penrith from Carlisle, and my bus to Keswick is due at 20 past 11. So what I thought I'd do was actually have a quick look around the ruins of Penrith Castle, which is literally right across the street from where the bus leaves to go over to Keswick. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. You can actually see a little bit of the castle behind me, so I'm just having a look around that, and then I'll be heading off to Keswick, and I'll be arriving probably actually about an hour earlier than originally anticipated. Was due to get there for about 1, I'll actually be there for about 12 this afternoon. So that's kind of what I'm up to, just having a look around the castle, and that's basically what we're doing until the next stage of the journey, which is to bus to Keswick. Okay, so I'm now in Keswick. I arrived at about 12 o'clock, went and had some lunch, and now we're kind of just waiting until I can get into Rawnsley for the training, which is due to start at about 2 o'clock. So those of you who go to the convention know Rawnsley very well. So yeah, so basically just about ready to start the training, about ready to start heading in. Just waiting until basically doors open, and we'll see kind of how things pan out. And yeah, so I say I'm really looking forward to it. I'll do probably like a little reflection-y thing later on, after the sessions today. But for now, this will be it until after the sessions today, and we'll basically give you a bit of an update to tell you how things have went and just let you know how it's going, and then we'll do a bit more tomorrow. But yeah, so I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, so I've just gone back from the first 2 sessions of the training, and I've got to be honest here and say that I'm loving the training. I'm loving the subject matter. However, I'm a little bit below the standard that the rest of the group are. The group's meant to be a beginner to intermediate group. However, most of the group are probably along the intermediate category, whereas I'm very much a beginner on the vein. So yes, I'm interested in it. I'm enjoying it. However, I'm a little bit below the standard of the rest of the group. So it's a very challenging one. My head's a little bit overdone at the minute. We have a break now, and we are going to have an evening meal at about 6:30. However, I will be doing some work in between and trying to do what I can to catch up and get up to speed as much as possible for the rest of the group. As I say, because I'm a little bit below standard. But yeah, I mean, it's going great. Enjoying it, and just so I say, yeah, I'm gonna go and crack on and do some work now. So yeah. So it's now about 11:15 at night. We finished the third session, actually no, the fourth session even, of many sessions that are happening over these next couple of days. At about 9:30, we came back, and to be honest, I was actually quite a bit hungry, so I've just been out to grab something to eat quickly, just kind of as a stopgap. But the session went quite well, getting the stuff a bit more, which is a good signs, good progress, and just looking forward to kind of going through the rest tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to head off to bed because I'm actually a little bit tired. It's been a long day. Been up since about 6 o'clock, and left the house at 6:30 and travelling, so it's been a long day. So yes, I'm going to head off to bed now and just kind of have a bit of a rest, and then get up and get ready for tomorrow and have breakfast, and then I'll kind of keep you up to date on kind of what's been going on, how it's been going, and I'll do say a bit more of a write-up post event. It'll probably be next week's. This week's quite a bit busy with prepping for preaching at St John's on the 21st, and the men's weekend coming up. So yeah, so that's me done for the night, and so I'm going to have to bed. So good night. So it is now about 20 to 8 on Tuesday the 9th of May. I've not long been up out of bed, had a shower, and just gotten ready. I'm about ready to pack up, because really the plan is to head more or less straight back home once the training's done. The sessions, we've got 3 more sessions and then a prayer and reflection time to go through, and basically the end of the day is scheduled to finish at about 1 o'clock. And that's inclusive of a 15-minute walk up to the convention centre, which I probably, to be honest, won't be doing, because where we're at is right near the bus station, so I'll probably just stick around there and then head off home. And it looks like actually I could be back home a lot earlier than anticipated, depending on trains. I've had rumours of a train strike, so I'm hoping and praying that that isn't the case, and that'll be really great, because I could be home early, and potentially I might even be able to be along at the church home group tonight, which would be really good to do, because it only took me 4 hours and 10 minutes if you do the maths yesterday. That's not inclusive of getting to something from home. That's basically how long it's taken to get to Keswick from getting off on the train and getting onto the train in Sunderland, and then getting off at Keswick to about 4 hours and 10 minutes. So if I'm say out of here by if I'm on the bus at 1:20, which is what time it's meant to be due from the bus station, I'll be home by about 6:30. So that's not too bad at all. It could even be earlier, because it did have a 20-minute. I did have say about 20-minute wait Actually, no, it was longer. It was longer. It was about a half-hour wait at Penrith, which I might not have. So we'll see how that goes. But as far as the rest of the day goes, I'm looking forward to it. Of course, we've got 3 more sessions today, and then a reading and reflection, our prayer reflection session, and then finishing up. And as I say, yeah, I am a little bit below standard compared to the rest of the group, but that's really to be expected because I say I'm just a beginner. So it's been a good kind of vantage point to kind of see kind of what needs to kind of happen to going forward, and just also just getting some advice on kind of how to go about learning biblical Hebrew, and just kind of listen to people who've actually done it and have obviously been on the journey longer than I have on it. As I say, it's something I'm interested in. It's one of the things I feel is kind of a really good thing in regards to getting to the original meaning of the biblical text. You know, what did the writers intend for us to hear and to know from what they wrote? Doesn't seem to be many better ways to do that than to be able to actually read it in the original form that they wrote in, as in the Hebraic, or in regards to the New Testament, the Koine Greek. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. What I'll be doing is I'll do like probably the same kind of thing I did yesterday, just kind of go on updates like, yes, yeah, I'm here, Keswick, just waiting for the bus, and that kind of stuff, and finish off when I get to Sunderland, because really that's really sort of like the end of the journey. Overall might change and just kind of do something when I get to finish off. Depends on what time I get back around, really. I did mention in the final bit yesterday, I'm not going to actually edit it out, but I'm going to just make an amendment to it, which was that I said I would do a bit of a write-up next week about what's gone on and what's happened. Actually, to be honest, I won't do that. What I'll do is I'll wait until after the preaching camp in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll do like a bigger one from there and kind of cover, this cover the experience of preaching for the first time, because that's a big step. That will be the first time I've preached a full sermon at any church at all, so that's going to be a big experience. And then obviously the day after that, I head off to this preaching camp over here in Keswick again, and so I'll kind of do a bigger write-up after that. Just give it a bit of time to have a real reflection about kind of what's gone on, and maybe just kind of try and do little bits in between as well. But what I'll also do is I'll also do similar to what I'm doing here, like a vlog piece. I'll do that across the week of the preaching camp. So I think that'll be interesting. It will be probably a lot longer of a video than this is. This video's probably going to be about 15, maybe even 20 minutes. So it depends on whether you want to watch a 15-20 minute vlog, but I just think kind of seeing what's going on is a bit more beneficial, and particularly for something like the training camp, I'm trying to do a bit of fundraising for that, and same with yesterday. The link for that will be below in the video description. But yeah, so and to be honest, the reason why I'm fundraising for it isn't because it's too costly or anything like that. It's sort of a bit of a barometer test in one sense. In another sense, it will be a stretch financially. It is something that I can cover just about, but with the change to part-time role, it's going to be very tight to do that. But I think it's really important to do that, and I'm 100% certain that God is in this, and then God will meet those ends in whatever He intends. But I mentioned the barometer test. The real thing for us, the whole idea for this digital hub, is that I kind of want to create like a digital platform for helping young people engage with the Bible, and kind of that's kind of what I'm going to use a lot of the training for, because it's not just a preaching camp, it's a preaching communication workshop over 5 days. And again, I'll put more information about that in the description below. But I'm realizing now that I've gone on for a little bit. Breakfast is due in very soon, and I also need to pack. And say so breakfast is due in 15 minutes, due at 8 o'clock. I also need to pack, because ideally what it's going to be is, once we head out of the building today, I have nothing to do here at the convention centre, and basically it's a case of, once again, once it's done, over at the suite down at Romsey, and that'll be kind of just like saying ta-ra, and then heading straight off for the bus. And it's the corner of the time they're finishing the reflection about 1:45, which will give a bit of time to kind of go into some of the co-op booths and get some food for eating on the way back for lunch, and then see what time we get back into Sunderland, and then decide on home group tonight or whatever. So yes, that's kind of where we're at right now, and I'm gonna head off for a little bit. I'm going to do the rest of the day, but I'll talk to you again in a little bit. Okay, so I'm now done with the full training sessions. It is about 10 to 1 in the afternoon, and I'm just currently waiting at the Keswick bus station for the next bus, which is due at 1:20. As I said earlier on in the video, it means I might be home earlier than anticipated, so I might even end up going to our house group tonight, but we'll see what happens with that. The sessions this morning / this afternoon went quite well. Again, starting to get it a bit more, but there was a lot of work to do around particularly the basics, but it was good to kind of look at kind of what's possible, and just to kind of see areas for development in that vein. So yeah, so I'd say it's been a really good challenging experience. It's not actually really finished yet. So I'm back down a week on Monday, and down here for about 4 and a bit days, doing a preaching camp, and so that will be very interesting down there to do. It's all in all, it's about 8 different workshops, split over 2 sessions each, and that'll be very interesting, particularly after preaching at St John's on the 21st of May, a week on Sunday. So yeah, so I'm kind of at that stage now. We're about ready to head home, and we'll see what happens. But yes, I'll keep you all up to date, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so I'm now here at a Penrith train station. I arrived about 10 minutes ago, just about 2 o'clock. My next train is due in about 40 minutes. It's due at 10 to, so I'm just kind of waiting around for that. I've already eaten, so although the McDonald's right around the corner would be tempting, I'm going to hold out until I get to Newcastle. But as I said earlier on, it could be because I'm back home well early than originally anticipated. My train tickets are an anytime return, so I can basically grab any train that I want. And they say the next train is due at 10 to 3, which will get me to Cardiff for about between 3 and 5 past 3 probably. So I'll be there quite ahead of schedule. My train that I had originally booked on, but I say I can get any train because of the type of ticket I've got. Wasn't due until 20 to 6, which is why it was going to take until about 8:15 to get back into Sunderland. However, what I might end up doing is I might just, because the home group tonight, if I do go to home group, that's over near me, like the Horton area, so I might not even grab the bus to the train to Sunderland after I get back to Newcastle, but we'll see. So I could even be back in Newcastle as early as about 4:30, 4:45, because it only took a little over an hour to get to Carlisle. I was at Carlisle yesterday at about 10 to 10. I was on the train at 25 past 8, so that's like it's only about an hour and 20 minutes, so about an hour and a half. So it could be back in Newcastle as early as about somewhere between 4:30 and 5 o'clock. Just depends on what time the train is from Carlisle. But basically what I'll do is I'll just grab the next one. So that's kind of what we're doing again. Same kind of thing as yesterday for the next few hours, is kind of just travelling everywhere. Bus to here from Keswick, that took about 40 minutes. The train to Carlisle from here is only about 10-15. So that'll be, and obviously I've got it's the waiting times in between as well. So yesterday, if you tally up, I was probably waiting for over an hour in between different stages of the journey. The quickest turnaround was the train from Newcastle to Carlisle. Basically was at the platform when I got to the train station, so that's kind of how it worked. Today, sorry, not tomorrow. Today might not be so bad, because it'll be just basically get off the train, and depending on what time I get off, I might just bus it back to Horton. I probably don't even need to go back to Sunderland technically, so we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you up to date as far as the travelling goes, and the journey, just kind of keep this vlog up to speed. And as I say, in a couple of weeks time I'll do a bit more of a write-up about that. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to go kind of sitting away from my train and kind of chill for a little bit. So I will catch you in a very little bit. Okay, so I am now at Carlisle station. I only have a 20-minute wait this time, rather than the 40 minutes or so wait yesterday for the train. Just waiting for the train to start taking passengers on. Once that does, I'll be going on. I'll be grabbing a seat, and it looks like it could well be over in Newcastle by about 4:30, even 5 o'clock. I'll be heading straight over there, and that's kind of where I'm going. So I will catch you in a little bit. I'll let you know when I'm off in Newcastle, and I will see you very soon. Okay, so I'm back in Newcastle now. I got back a little over an hour ago. Got back about 4:45. So really, that's kind of really it as far as the Hebrew train goes. Done the 7 sessions and the prayer and reflection, and I'm now back home. And as I say, I'll do a bit more of a full write-up about it in a couple of weeks' time, once I've gone through the preaching camp as well. What I'm thinking about doing is potentially either splitting up the vlog that I shoot down over that week into one for each day, or basically to do a shorter one, because this one, when it's done, will be about 25 minutes, which is a bit long, but I'm not going to really do much else with that. I'm not going to cut it down or trim it or anything other than the bare essentials. So we'll see how that comes out. I'll have a watch and I'll have a think about how to do the next one. I might do the day-by-day approach. That one seems like it might work a bit better potentially for what we're doing. But I say I'll also do a vlog later this week about the GoFundMe campaign for the preaching camp. So if you're interested in supporting me in that, all the links will be below the description for that, and I will see you soon, and thanks for watching.